It was the kind of moment that could change everything, or ruin it all. There I was, standing in the middle of a crowded office party, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest, as my boss, the woman I'd secretly admired for years, looked me in the eyes and whispered, "What if I say yes?" The room seemed to freeze, and in that split second, I realized my joke might have just sparked the greatest adventure of my life. But as the cheers erupted around us, a shadow of doubt crept in. Was this real, or was I about to crash and burn? Cliffhanger, and just as I leaned in to respond, the lights flickered, and a voice from the back of the room shouted something that made her face go pale, something that threatened to shatter everything before it even began. Let me take you back to where it all started, because stories like this don't just happen overnight. My name is Alex Thompson, and I'm your average guy in his early 30s, working as a marketing coordinator at a mid-sized tech firm in Seattle. Life had been a grind for me, waking up at dawn, commuting through the relentless rain, churning out reports and campaigns that felt like they blended into one endless blur. But there was one bright spot in that gray routine: Sarah Ellis, my boss. Sarah wasn't just any boss. She was the kind of leader who inspired you to push harder, not out of fear, but because you believed in what she was building. At 35, she had climbed the ranks with a mix of sharp intellect and genuine kindness. Her dark hair always fell in effortless waves, her green eyes sparkled with determination, and her laugh, oh, that laugh could light up the dimmest conference room. But she was off limits, right? Company policy frowned on office romances, and besides, I was just the guy who fixed the coffee machine when it jammed. My birthday fell on a Friday that year, and the team had thrown together a casual office party. Balloons bobbed lazily from cubicle walls, a sheet cake sat on the break room table with, "Happy Birthday, Alex," scrawled in uneven frosting, and someone had even brought in a playlist of cheesy 80s hits. I wasn't expecting much. Just a few high fives and maybe a gift card to the local coffee shop. But as the afternoon wore on, Sarah pulled me aside with a mischievous grin. "Hey, birthday boy," she said, handing me a small wrapped box. "Open it later. It's nothing fancy, but I thought you'd like it." I chuckled, feeling a flush creep up my neck. "Thanks, Sarah. You didn't have to." She waved it off. "Of course I did. You're one of the best on the team. Now, make a wish before we cut the cake." The group gathered around, singing off-key as I blew out the candles. In that moment, buoyed by the camaraderie and maybe a sip too much of the punch, I decided to crack a joke. Leaning toward Sarah, who was standing right next to me, I said with exaggeration,